down here. It's already 85 degrees in summer.
We had about 2 hot days over here so far, but nothing to the point of what it's going to be like in the midsummer. When it starts hitting 90 and above on those roofs, you're just taking in a lot of water throughout the whole day, not a lot of food.
Last night, we got possibly knockout of the year, did we not? Lemieux Stevenson? Tell me all about it.
Yes. No, I mean, it gave us what we wanted. Look, first off, this fight right here was for they're trying to set up the winner to go up against Canelo. So that's what we were watching last night. That's why Lemieux, what's the other gentleman's name? Demetly? What did you just say?
No, I don't know.
Stevenson.
You mean the short, fat?
No, he was fine. They were both.
Ow.
Hey, that
Dude,
was
I'm
an
watching
awesome
it. They're
fight.
streaming the video online right now.
You got me off track.
He's out for literally 20 seconds. That's how bad a knockout it is.
It was a good knockout. I thought Max Kellerman was hell overplaying it with I've watched a lot of boxing in my life. This is the worst I've ever seen. Stop it. It wasn't that serious. The guy was out, though. Stevenson was down. You could clearly see he was breathing, though. I mean, what was a joke? Before we get into the fight, because we got to talk about this, what was a joke was the medical staff last night. I don't know if you caught it, Lee, but they put this man's head in a brace, put him on the stretcher, and while they were taking him out of the ring, the neck brace just falls off. And and instead of them putting it back together, this lady literally just puts the two pieces back like against his ears and then just grabs them and takes them out, and the damn thing falls off again. And you got to tell these people, it was one of the worst medical responses I've ever seen in the boxing ring. If we're going to do this, if we're going to act like we care about the fighter's safety, let's make sure we have trained people in there that really know what they're doing. I thought that was a total embarrassment. If that was the NFL, what would they be saying this morning about, the concussion protocol? If you got people putting on head braces or neck braces that don't even know how to strap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. In fact, that's what I was watching last night with all the fighters, and because Nevada's so hard on it. And I was thinking, there's nothing wrong with Randy. He's not even going to get, he's maybe going to get a couple of days suspension, but nothing. He should be right back at it. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Deal. It looked like show. It looked like a show last night. Big deal. This lady didn't even know how to strap his head down to the stretcher.
Yeah,
they're carrying him out, and the thing just falls off. It just falls, and then she picks it up and puts it next to his ears, and then continues to carry him out. She didn't strap it down at all. Hey, Curdy, they better think about lawsuits coming when you have things going down like that. And when these guys are supposed to be they have their trust that these medical staff people know what they're doing. And to me, last night, that was a big, big letdown. HBO should be a little bit embarrassed of themselves that happened last night in the main event, especially when you got Max Kellerman on the side looking like he was about to cry for Curtis Stevenson, thinking that he was hurt a lot more than what he was. I don't know why Roy Jones didn't tell him, bro, I've been there many times. He's going to be fine. I don't know why no one reassured Max Kellerman that people have been knocked out in the ring before. It was one punch. He went down. He was out. It was clear he was out, but that's all there was there. There was nothing like what the worst knockout I've ever seen in all my years of watching boxing. Stop it. Overplaying it. Now, about the fight. So this fight was for Canelo, the rights to Canelo. I think Lemieux, I think he did perfectly. Look, he came in, he threw, I believe, like 35 punches around. They were like all power shots. Canelo's got a lot to be worried about right now. Not only is he going in against heavier Julio Cesar Chavez here in May, now you're looking at a Lemieux to back up the Chavez fight. That's two heavy punchers for a young man that don't really fight for 3 minutes. Like I question Canelo's power and his stamina in the middleweight division. And now you're telling me his next two fights are going to be against guys that with knockout power? And Lemieux has it, Lee. The combos, them two, look, this fight only goes 3 rounds, but it was exciting as hell from the get-go. This was old school boxing. This is what it used to look like. No fill-out round. There was no one going for points. all hard punches. It looked like everything could end the fight. Lemieux was hurt himself during this fight, but just his power is tremendous. Both of these guys' power is tremendous, but Lemieux, that left hook, that was solid. He also came in at 177 pounds. This is a disadvantage going for Canelo. I've never seen Canelo have we ever seen Canelo at 177?
No.
These are the men he's about to. Yeah, I mean, if he's fighting at 155, no, I don't think he's ever regained 22 pounds overnight. Correct?
I agree.
Yeah, I don't believe he has. So
he's naturally at weight, and that's kind of like when you talk about weight and guys at weight, right? So there are guys who fight, who walk around weight-wise 1 or 2 full divisions above their weight and cut back down to give themselves the advantage. There are guys who are small who go up, and then there are guys who are naturally at Canelo gives me the impression he's naturally at his weight.
Same thing with like Triple G. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, that's exactly where they're supposed to be. Can't really
where they're supposed to be. Like much. They're not cutting, they're not doing anything crazy. Maybe at the last minute a pound or two, but nothing too spectacular.
Right.
They're right where they should be.
Right.
Yep.
He can look it. He I might have the 2 next underdogs going up against Saul as dark horses. I'm dead serious. I'm already laying money down on the Chavez to fight. That's guaranteed. And seriously, this Lemieux looks like he's just as dangerous. This guy can knock you out with both hands. He's got fast hands. We've seen Canelo hurt before. We've seen Floyd Mayweather made his legs rock. Miguel Cotto's brother, who was it? Jose? I think maybe Jose Cotto. Mm-hmm. He hurt Saul Alvarez bad. And now Saul was very young when this happened, but these are a lot smaller men, smaller punchers. And then the way, I watched the Ian Smith fight over again on Canelo. Lee, in the 8th, 9th round, HBO is saying the exact same thing they've been saying his whole career. He looks tired. He doesn't have the same punch that he did in the early rounds. Now, granted, he does build it up and stop Smith in that fight, but you've seen the same thing that he's been lacking in all of his big fights against a guy like Ian Smith. What is going to happen when you face someone like Chavez or this guy Lemieux that are naturally bigger than you and probably have a stronger punch out at the middleweight, super middleweight division? 165, they're 3 away from the super middleweight division there. It's I'm telling you, like to bet on against the favorites. I think Golden Boy is taking the wrong path here, you guys. Dead serious about this. HBO should really look at they got to really study the Chavez Canelo fight, Lee. If Chavez and Canelo is this back and forth split decision type win, could have went either way, you do not put him in the ring with Lemieux. You take him right to Triple G and you break the bank. I think if they go Chavez Lemieux, I don't see Canelo being there for Triple G, being honest.
Yeah, I agree. Which takes us to the biggest news of the week.
Well, let's talk about Clarissa.
Okay,
Clarissa Shields, give her time, 2-time Olympian gold medal winner for America. She fought this weekend. She's 1-0
on Friday night, right?
Friday night Showbox, yes, sir.
Yep, I saw some of that.
Yep, destroyed her opponent. Looked really good. I underestimated Clarissa's size. She's a really big girl, and when I say that, I mean as far as her muscles. She's not big as in being heavy. She's got a real big body. Fast hands, good power. Seen a lot there. Really liked her interview after the fights too. So I think Clarissa is going to be here for many years to come, especially.
Yeah, but here's always the problem with the women, right?
And they got to find an opponent. I know.
You got to find opponents, right? It was the problem with Christy Martin was, she was made into a household thing by Don King, right?
Yep.
And she got propped up in front of all those Tyson's fights. She was a great co-main event, but they just couldn't find anybody for her to fight.
And to be honest with you, there was some fighters out there. We had a problem of these women not wanting to fight each other. Ann Wolf was sitting out there for a long time. Lucia Riker was sitting out there. Ali and Martin ended up getting it on late in their career, but There were fights that could have been made. It just didn't. I don't know if the women's boxing has had the platform back then that it does today. Women's boxing, especially because of the UFC, is becoming a lot more popular amongst fight fans. If Clarissa Shields can find an opponent like a Lucia Riker, if they were blessed with another Ali, which probably won't happen, but someone like that, I see the fight being pretty big as a co-main event. I don't think they'll ever get to the point of being a pay-per-view event by themselves, but I do see them being a co-main event on a pay-per-view card if they can find enough women fighters to participate in this sport now.
Or just enough to. Here's the thing. I don't think you have to be dramatic. Just put women that are going to get knocked out in front of her.
And Lee, the last few medal winners coming out of the Olympics have been the American women. They're putting in a lot more work than the boys are. So
they are.
It is coming. There is a push coming for women boxing. Clarissa Shields might be the face for the next decade.
Which brings us to our key story, biggest news of the week. Epic, I guess.
I'm waiting. What is it?
Really?
What is it?
What do you think the biggest story of the week is?
I'm going to stick with Floyd coming out of retirement.
Yes.
All right.
Of course. Come on. The Undefeated Tour rolls on out in Manchester, in Liverpool, in New York, Atlanta, Los Angeles. Floyd Mayweather is out of retirement. He's on tour to announce he's out of retirement, doing Q&As all over the world. What an arrogant, narcissistic lunatic.
You know what I find funny about this whole situation, Lee?
The fact that he's really going to wind up still fighting Manny Pacquiao again.
They announce the tour. They announce when he's going to be there. But
dude, they did a press conference for the tour.
But why don't they
which is
ever
basically a traveling press conference?
Yeah, but why don't they ever show the outcome of these parties or so-called that are being thrown for him?
I'd go. I'm telling you, if he does one in LA, I would pay.
Do you think it's possible only 20 people are showing up?
Oh yeah, of course.
Who the fuck cares?
I absolutely
if Floyd Mayweather.
I've been watching the live. I don't even think people are going to the press conference.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know how they are. If it was really if it was that popular amongst the fight fans, we'd be seeing a lot of pictures, you guys. There would be videos of crowds just cheering Floyd's name and begging him to sign their autographs. Come on, stop it.
Okay, and according to him, right?
So sad.
He's still gonna fight Conor McGregor.
I really just think Floyd. Some days he wakes up and he gets scared that no one's talking about him, and he brings up this bullshit again.
Okay, so how long before he announces? Because we still don't have a Manny Pacquiao fight. So how long before Manny Pacquiao signs the Floyd Mayweather rematch at this point?
Well,
come on, it's going to happen.
I do not believe the Manny Pacquiao fight. Manny doesn't even like
3 years in the making on
Lee,
the rematch.
Listen to me.
How long ago was that? 2 years ago?
Bob Arum and Manny Pacquiao aren't seeing eye to eye right now. I do not see Bob Arum giving him Floyd Mayweather. I really don't. Bob needs to make money off this guy. Manny, whoa, there goes my coffee. Manny believes he's still the $20 million attraction, and he's not. He's clearly lost all of his star power in America.
Okay, let's cover this. He couldn't make the Amir Khan fight. He couldn't make the Bullhorn, John Horn, Deerhorn, whatever fight.
Nobody in America wants to see him.
Right, they want Manny Pacquiao against. They want Manny Pacquiao against like Triple G.
No, Terrence Crawford.
That's not going to happen. Well, it's just not going to happen.
Listen, that's what's supposed to happen. That's what Top Rank wants to happen because they know Manny's career is just about over. You've got maybe 2 more fights in Manny Pacquiao with him against name opponents. As soon as he loses his next fight against a name opponent, he's done. If he's not even on, it qualifies for HBO right now, and his pay-per-views are doing less than 300,000 buys, what happens when he gets beat one more time? It's over. And Top Rank knows this. That's why you pull the trigger on your younger fighter to fight him. And that's what Top Rank's holding out for. Manny, he wants to keep playing this game with Bob Arum. A lot of these fighters have played